Hello and welcome to this little mini class all on respiratory support for yourself, for your kids, for your babies, all on natural ways, natural tools to really support the lungs and the respiratory system and open up those airways, calm those coughs, and really help protect you and your family this season to stay healthy and happy. And if you do happen to get sick and get one of these nasty coughs or issues that are going around, you will know exactly what to do when that happens. So right now, this is kind of a nasty time of year. This is like cold and flu season, and really what could be a cold for us and for our kiddos, or for like our older kids, can be something called RSV for babies, for usually kiddos under 2 years old. RSV is a respiratory virus that can really wreak havoc on their little bodies. A lot of babies will end up in the hospital because they need oxygen support. They're just not getting the oxygen they need. They're not breathing properly, and it can be really scary. And so, of course, doing our daily immune support to really help protect their immune systems and give their body the tools that it needs to kind of fight off any yuckies is really important. But when those kids, or when us or anyone comes down with a cough, a respiratory issue, a respiratory virus or infection, this is where we're going to really use our heavy hitting oils that helps with the respiratory system and opening up those airways. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of my favorite tips when it comes to coughs and that congestion, that tightness in the chest, and some different little blends that you can use when that arises. And just remember, all these protocols I'm giving you can be used on anyone from 1 day old to 100+ years old. It all comes down to how you dilute your oils and making little tweaks here and there based on the age. But for most of these things that I'm saying to you guys, you can use this on any of your aged kids. Just dilute it properly. So if you want a really easy dilution guide with a bunch of other great tips and guides and protocols and some of my best blends, then you just make sure to go to mindfulmagnolias.com and you can download my free guide right there for you. And in that guide, there is a dilution guide that goes for babies, kids, up to adults. So that's a really easy way for you to make sure you know that you're diluting your oils properly. So mindfulmagnolias.com, go grab your free guide. Okay, so I'm gonna start with just 2 simple oils. This is the base for any respiratory blend. You just need your Breathe. Let's see, make sure you can see that. You just need your Breathe oil. This is the respiratory blend. And frankincense. So frankincense is an incredible oil. It's anti-inflammatory properties. It's immune supporting. It's calming. It's just a great one to add with Breathe. So let's talk about Breathe for a second. There's oils in here like laurel leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, melaleuca or tea tree, lemon, cardamom, and a couple others that are kind of singular. You can't get them through their terrace. So Breathe helps open up those airways. It smells a lot like peppermint and eucalyptus, if you're familiar with those scents, which is very awakening. It helps to kind of dilate and open up your respiratory tract. And so whether you're stuffy in the nose, whether your chest is congested, whatever the case may be, it really helps to just naturally open things up to help you get more oxygen. People with asthma, other conditions like that, report that when they are having that feeling of like constricted breathing, that they just can't take a full breath, that just by inhaling peppermint, even just from the bottle, taking a few like deep breaths and maybe applying some diluted to their chest, they feel that they can breathe so much better because their airways are opening up. They're not as constricted. So this is really important when we have coughs, when we have that congestion, to turn to our Breathe. And then Breathe and frankincense together, this is just a match made in heaven. So if you only have the top 10 oils, these are the 2 you're gonna want. You're gonna wanna diffuse these. So whatever your diffuser that you have, like this is just a little pedal diffuser. If you have the Brevi diffuser from doTERRA or any of the ones from like Amazon, those are all great. So you're gonna wanna put probably maybe 3 to 6 drops of the Breathe and the frankincense in your diffuser. And that is gonna help diffuse the oils into the air. It's gonna help open those airways and really help kind of calm those coughs and also offer some immune support as well. You can always also add in your On Guard for kind of that respiratory support with immune support at the same time. So diffusing is awesome. You can also go in like a closed bathroom, run some really hot water like a hot shower, diffuse it in that little room. And I've done that sitting my little babies on my lap. And so they're smelling in those oils that are being diffused with the hot steamy water. It really helps open up those airways and helps with congestion. So that's a really great tip, especially for little ones where you just really can't do much more than kind of apply topically for them. That's a really great one that I've used a lot with my like babies and toddlers. So this is kind of your basic blend, frankincense and breathe, okay? Now, if it's a like more of like a wet cough, you know that there's some congestion in there, some phlegm that needs to come out, then that's where we're gonna add in the lime. So lime is an incredible oil that is a decongestant, and it helps to just loosen up that mucus, and which is kind of nasty to talk about, I know, but it helps just kind of loosen things up, so you can either cough it out, spit it out. If you're drinking lots of water, you can also flush out your mucus that way as well. So you can do a topical blend like this. You can diffuse these, the breathe, frankincense, and lime. These three together are incredible for kind of like a wet cough that is, you need it to be a little bit more productive. You can also add in tea tree oil or melaleuca. That is also a great oil too, to kind of help loosen up some of that junk and get you feeling a little bit better. Now, if you have a stubborn cough, so I know this is something like my mom deals with a lot, is just that cough just kind of lingers and lingers and lingers. And even maybe once you're starting to feel better, that cough is just kind of still there. Then we want to turn to some other oils that are really, really, really helpful and a little bit more potent for those stubborn coughs. So a few of my favorites, you may not have originally thought this, but vetiver. Vetiver is an incredibly calm oil. I love it for sleep, for nighttime, but vetiver is really great for calming coughs as well. So adding vetiver into the diffuser or into like that basic respiratory blend is a great idea. So vetiver is awesome, especially like at nighttime too, when you need to get some good sleep. And then a couple other great options, if you have them, would be Siberian fir. That's a great oil as well that really helps support the respiratory system, helps open those airways. It's a great one to team up with breathe, those two together. And then cardamom. This is kind of an unsung hero of coughs. So cardamom it's a lot of people like to cook with it, and there's so many uses for cardamom, but it's great for stubborn coughs. So about a year ago, one of my kids had just this cough that would not quit. It just wasn't going away. A lot of my other protocols just weren't quite cutting it. And I added in cardamom and vetiver. And we did that consistently for a day, and the cough was so much better. And it was still there, but like nothing like it was the day before. So cardamom is just, I love this one when coughs are just so annoying, not going away. Okay, a few other things that you can do. So if you want to just keep it super simple, especially if you're a mama with little ones, I love the Breathe Touch Roller. So the little flag right here, that little flag that says touch, means that it's pre-diluted, ready to use, which is great for kids. So adults and kids can both use this. I've used the touch rollers on my babies, no problem. But you can also always just do a little layer of some fractionated coconut oil first, and then use the roller on top of that to kind of further dilute if you're noticing any kind of sensitivity. But I love just keeping this one too by the bedside, on the go, because if you just feel like your little one needs some extra support, they're coughing, they're congested, they're kind of wheezing, or you just know that they're so congested, then this one's really handy because you can just roll it right where they need. A couple other things that I would recommend in conjunction with all of this. So of course we want to make our standard respiratory blend, breathe and frankincense, add in some of those additional oils like lime, like Siberian fir, cardamom, vetiver. If it's a really stubborn, kind of long-lasting cough, you can add those in. But we also want to make sure we're just doing our basic immune support protocols as well. So that's where I use this is just like a well blend. I got this cute little sticker from Share Oils. But this has On Guard in it. It's basically the Flume blend. So On Guard, lemon, oregano, Flume, and melaleuca, Floom. And you can add in a few of these other ones as well that we've talked about too, if you wanted to use that on the bottoms of the feet, on the spine, and you could even add in breathe too, and just use that on the chest as well. I'm all about simplifying, so you can definitely make a respiratory blend that has like On Guard and a few other immune oils to not only put on the chest and on the back to open up those airways, but also on the bottoms of the feet and on the spine to really just help your body get as much support as possible. And then another big thing that you can do, especially for like more adults and older kids, is do what I call the on-the-go diffuser. So if you're like really having a lot of congestion, you can't even breathe. I know sometimes I've just been so congested when I wake up in the morning and you just can't even like breathe. You feel like everything's just clogged up or your chest is just feeling really, really tight. You can just put a drop of breathe right in your hand, rub your hands together, and you're gonna just cup them over your nose and mouth and take in a couple nice big whiffs. Just like that. And by having the oils in your hands but cupping it over, it's very concentrated, and so you're breathing it in, and sometimes it can even be a little bit too intense, but that will really help to open things up. And just do that several times, throughout the day as needed to help as well. So I started this little training out by talking about babies and RSV and just some of those really big respiratory conditions that are going on. Of course, if you think your little one needs medical attention, they're just not getting the air that they need, seek medical attention for sure. But if they're kind of, you just see that it's kind of starting, start these protocols, start them right away. Give their body the chance to kind of help support itself and to help heal itself and have the support that it needs. And even, if you have to go to the doctor or whatever, you come home and you've got their instructions, there's no reason why you can't add oils as well. I think a lot of people think it's black or white. You use oils, you don't use oils. You go to the doctor, you don't go to the doctor. If you get a medicine prescription from the doctor, then we can't possibly use our oils because we already have our medicine. And nothing could be further from the truth. I am all about balance in all things. I'm all about mindful thinking and how you do things. And it's not one way or the other. It's not black or white. So we still take our kiddos to the doctor if needed, of course. I'm so grateful for modern medicine. But we turn to our oils first. This is our first line of defense. This is what I turn to when any of my kids are feeling sick or coming down with something. I whip up some blends. We start using that. And like 9 out of 10 times, our oils can take care of the problem. It's that 1 out of 10 times that we're like, okay, like this is a little bit more severe. This is a little more, something else is going on. We go to the doctor. We seek that medical advice, and I'm so grateful that we have that. So just keep that in mind. It's not all or nothing. Use your oils. Take care of yourself and your family. And I really, really hope that you guys stay healthy this season because there's a lot of yucky stuff going around. And by just being proactive, using your oils, using these tools on a daily basis consistently will not only help you stay healthy and keep your immune system strong, but if you do get sick and you do come down with something, I promise you, your body is already going to be starting to fight it off. It's going to be less severe than it would have otherwise. And that's what we've seen in our family, and it's just absolutely incredible. So hope that helps give you some tips for respiratory support, for opening those airways, helping with breathing and congestion issues, with calming those nasty coughs, especially when we need to get sleep at night for ourselves or for our little ones. That's probably the most annoying thing of being sick is when you've got a really bad nasty cough. So don't forget, go grab your free guide. So I do have the basic respiratory blend in there. I've got the immune bomb blend in there. I've got some other really great blends for illness, for ear infections, for tons of things and different protocols all in that free guide. So mindfulmagnolias.com, go grab that guide. And if you have any questions or are interested in getting your hands on some of these oils, then just message me. I'd be happy to help you start and join my oil community. Other than that, guys, I will see you next week. Bye for now.